Well, hello there people, or should I say other viewers. Welcome to the stream for today. This is the Saturday team stream with Colorfit, me, King Kong, and Devil Walk against OC Crosswalk, KGR Mammoth, GT Einherre, and GT Valley, which is basically the most basic setup that we usually get here. It's still going to be a quite good battle, because as you've seen in the lobby, Corsair is actually quite good. Which you might have also seen during previous games and streams. So anyway, it appears like I have to work with King Kong, which is a quite good start. At least I'm not in the dangerous spot. So I can build up a little bit more focused on economy instead of pure militaristic tactics. Whilst Color has to work with Devil Walk, who is Hungary, and I have to work with a Saxony. I'm not really sure if that's a good combination, Scotland and Saxony, but I'll see. At least every combination is good with Hungary, so Colorfit should be fine off there. So anyway, this is a 10 PT 5k game, a classic on Colorfit, and it's of course a 4v4. And everybody is getting his mines nice and quick, except for apparently King Kong, who is my ally. But I'm sure he'll take them soon enough. He's got a decent amount of wins, so I don't think he's going to let me hang that easily. Colorfit already wants to play fast and aggressive, which is a good idea since his ally is Hungary, and he's also producing the Hashtag Musketeers. So I approve of this tactic, for once at least. I don't really know if King Kong is knowing what he's doing. His score is quite low, and he's having somewhat of a stone economy. I think it's quite early for a stone economy. Yeah, I think I overestimated him, but that's no reason to just let him die. After all, I'm not some kind of evil being. Sometimes, I mean. You never know. All I know is that I've pretty much fucked my start. Having no diplomatic center right now, and nothing is looking close to it. Oh, actually, I do. So that's settled then. And things are already starting to move. With the Cost War, French moving in on King Kong. Caliphate having a massive failure right now. Losing 20 musketeers and 20 shears on one mine. That's quite worrying. I hope he can still do something without these. Which it doesn't look like since he's retreating. Well, this is kind of a pickle situation here. And King Kong still has one gold mine, not occupied by himself. And I dislike his unformationed army. If he is he AFK? He seems to not react at all. Or actually he is. And he's doing silly things. And that's how I retreat, since he is just walking his army into the death. He didn't even have formation, so this was quite poorly prepared. And that's how he apparently dies. I'm not willing to sacrifice my men for a lost cause. And yep, there he just left. So now it's kind of up to Color and Devil Walk, whilst I have to hold this line and not let him get through. Which shouldn't be too difficult for me, technically. But we all know how technically can be. It can be this or that or nothing at all. And apparently Colorfoot and Devil Walk are having quite some success on the left flank, just rolling over Einraya. Now attacking Mahmud. I hope I don't butcher this name since I don't know how to spell Turkish. Mahmud? Mahmud? I don't exactly know. You can write some comments about it, so I can fix my spelling issues. I'd be quite thankful. And Mamu just got entirely shreked. I hope the Color and Devil Walk can keep up with this success. Because Coswar's coming in. And he got friends with him. And apparently Coswar doesn't have any success against the superior Colorfoot musketeers. Just getting entirely repelled. That's the spirit. It is time to assemble my army, because I'm going to try and start a counter-offensive quite soonish. Not right now, but soon. If I have enough ammunition, of course. One does not simply put up a counter-attack without any ammunition. Alright, so my men are ready to move and we are setting off. Setting off to find a worthy enemy. And the enemy has been found. And he's quite outnumbering us. Actually, he isn't. He just looks like a lot more than he is. There's some enemy reinforcements flocking in there, but I'm not scared. I just look for some cheaper position. So there's quite some battle planning going on the left side, with Colorfit and Devilwalk apparently wanting to go on a hill together and sit there. Which, I don't know if that's actually as smart as he thinks it is. Since Mahmoud and Einraya are still there rebuilding a bit. And even players that have just rebuilt can put up a quite devastating force. And we are just 3. I don't say that it's impossible, but it's going to make the whole thing a bit more difficult. And apparently Devilwalk's army just got entirely torn apart by the Corsair slash out of the space. Apparently so did Colorfit's army, because oh no, it has retreated in time. And now Colorfit is threatened by the Valais Hussars of Prussia. And he isn't paying attention to his army. Actually, Valais is retreating. At least a little bit. Because Color got his own hussars here. So that's quite a hussar battle there. Valais isn't paying attention and lost quite a few of his hussars before he finally retreated. And the Antares army of musketeers on the left just got decimated by the colorful hussars and dragoons. But there's a bigger army incoming, and I fear that they might need their help. Apparently the plan on the left flank hasn't worked out as well as it was supposed to be. I mean it's usual, the cause, but it's not very good. And hell, that's a lot of hussars. But I've got my archers of braveness and freedom, so I should be able to skirmish them from quite a distance. I hope I'm not doing the wrong moves right now, because it's quite risky what I'm doing. The hussars are quite a threat to my army, so I just have to take my time and slowly eat away at this army of ballet, of my archers. I don't know why he just used that gate, because he could just simply use his, well, his, actually his wall is complete. It just isn't shown complete on my mini-map for some reason. This might be the worst position to be on. I'm not willing to break that wall with my round shears, because it will just result in ridiculous losses. What on earth are my round shears doing? I did not order this. What a huge fight. Meanwhile, Color couldn't quite resist the attack of the enemy on his base, so he succumbed a bit. But he's got an army in the backhand, so I think he's going to free himself quite easily now or later at least. Meanwhile, I seem to win the big engagement with the valet. At least it seems like it right now. I'm not quite sure, because the reinforcements of them are quite decimating me. And apparently I was wrong. I barely lost this engagement. But it was quite a pyrrhic fight actually. Yet, this doesn't mean something good. I'm gonna try and have color fit, since Vale doesn't seem to make a move for me anytime soon. At least not right now. And even if he does, I should be able to put a little bit of a defense force up. This doesn't look too good for me. At least not whilst Vale is also threatening my hill position right there. I might just get sandwiched there. There aren't a lot of men on there, and an attack from two sides is usually devastating, even in this game where the advanced tactics like surrounding and, well, anything really doesn't really work. And there's a great big engagement on the Colorfit side, which I have to help at. Even if it means I'm gonna get bum rushed by Vale, it's better than sitting around doing nothing really. This is probably the worst location I could have chosen to engage this army. But at least the classic archer tactic still works. Just tearing ranks into the enemy lines with my archers. Doesn't matter if it's round shears or musketeers, they just die. Obviously, only if they are getting hit. Because otherwise it would just be stupid if they would die and why it's not getting hit. And I think that's quite a tombstone for my army, getting bum rushed by a ton of hussars. So, you're on your own, color. But he's defending quite well. For now at least, since there's quite some reinforcements coming in. Meanwhile, I've got so much food I could just fund an entire campaign to feed the entire population of Africa. That's great. And here comes Valet, going to attack my men, which I put on stand ground, obviously. Considering the huge size of Valet's army though, and the enormous amount of hussars, I don't really think I'm going to stand too much of a chance right here. And damn, was I right. This battle went awful. And Caliphate wants a bit of gold, so he gets a ton of gold actually. Since I know how much he loves gold. Caliphate is like Spain. He wants more and more gold, and one day he's going to have so much he's just going to collapse from the inflation. So that's a history lesson for you. Never take the gold mines of Peru and Mexico. Let's have a look into the chat. Do you mean me, Alexei Positive? And by the way, English only. And no, ASAP, I don't make cavalry because the Scottish cavalry is completely trash. You're better off spending your stuff on another castle or 17th barracks. And also, I'm quite trash at using cav myself, so I don't really see a reason why I should make cavalry. And besides, I've already got smashed into bits, so I can't make cavalry at all anyway. And apparently this GG, Call of it just cannot quite take the enemy hordes, which is understandable because it's basically a 4 versus 1 at this moment. So it's GG. And Call of it says it was his mistake. No, it wasn't actually. I cannot think it was the mistake that King Kong kind of collapsed quite early. But everyone has a different opinion. What do you think made us lose this game, my dear viewers? Yeah. Smack it into the stream chat. I'd be quite interested to see what you think. Help though. King Kong didn't leave because he got utterly smashed. He didn't have any formations. He forgot to make one of his gold mine, and his army was overall quite small and bad. He got rushed by Corsair and Ballet. I had to retreat. Everyone dies from invading Russia in winter, helped I, except for the Mongols. They didn't. And for some reason I just got chucked off the entire game, like online thingy. Which this is quite weird. Probably just some kind of bitch. Well, friends, don't be so shy. There's 21, actually 20 of you viewers, and nobody is really writing. You can write. I'll react to it whilst I'm not in-game. And even if I'm in-game, I'm going to react to it if I horribly die or win superiority. Or if I'm just bored, then I'll react as well. Ah, you meant Colorfit, Alexei. Yeah, Colorfit is from Britain. Actually, he's from England. Because British is a fragile word to say, in my opinion. Let's just say he's English. And there's quite a debate going on about Colorfit apparently absolutely smashing Pepper on the 1v1. And Roma cannot write color. He writes Color instead of Colour, which is the entirely wrong way to spell it. I'm disappointed. And apparently Colorfit is um, trying to introduce ships on rivers in this game. I've still got quite a Vietnam flashbacks from it, so no. And if there is ships on the rivers, I think Color is going to be that one man out of 10 others who get a special treatment from the others, which is also called the summation. But that's something for later, not for now. And hello, Joao. How's it going? And Annexen Abacop, London is the capital of England. And but Great Britain is butchered a bit. But I won't complain. You seem Russian. And it's okay. Everybody can have some typos sometime. Gosh, I cannot take this. I'm quite of a grammatics fanatic myself. It hurts. And we are soon going to start, if the other people are going to ready up already. Oh, you're from the Ukraine. We're sorry then, Annex and Abba. I just call you Alex. I hope that's right. I don't exactly know how you pronounce this, but I'm sorry. Didn't mean to say that then. And apparently, every time Portugal plays with a South American team, they play like it's rugby. Or maybe you are watching rugby. You never know. Maybe you've clicked the wrong channel and you actually watch rugby. The most funny game, however, is when some kind of clash breaks up between the two teams. Reminds me of hockey. It's a Portugal national team and not the Ronaldo national team. Okay, that was a good one actually. At least in my opinion. It surely was a horrible joke therefore. And so we have loaded in. It's another classic game, template D5K, 4 vs 4, and the position are kind of weird actually. It's Call of Takeda, me and Devilwalk against Coswell, Roma, Vale and Mahmoud. And it's apparently we are going to rehost because Mahmoud crashed. So I hope the positions will be a bit better next time. Just a little bit. Apparently I'm already starting to glitch up whilst joining the lobby, so I'm going to rejoin. Do you actually talk about rugby in the chat, or I don't really know what you're talking about? Technically, you're only allowed to write about Cossacks. But I'm quite the, well, benevolent guy. And what? What did I make? What did I do, Joao? I'm completely confused right now, so I just stop with this. And let's return to the game. I'm still loading in. There's a nice loading screen of a winged hussar. I prefer a Scottish loading screen, but that's off the point. And we are rehosting again because Call of It forgot to pick a team. Jesus Christ. Can't you just make something right, Color? And why do I keep picking the wrong nation? Don't forget a team. This was for you, Color. Joel, you can go ahead and talk about Germany. You can go ahead and talk about the glorious imperial times and the Second World War, the steamroll of everybody. But I don't really know what you're actually thinking about talking of. If it's about a rugby topic, I don't even know if Germany has a rugby team. I'm just not interested in sports. All I'm interested in is playing my games, having my silence, and not dying of boredom. Which is quite hard sometimes, but one does have to get through it. And I'm sure everybody knows this. Alright, so this time please double check before start, otherwise we'll fuck it up again. And it looks like everyone has a team. And nobody's random either. Debald, Color never talks because he just doesn't want to. I don't know myself why, but I'll accept it. If it's his wish, one does not speak against somebody's wish. Oh, you're talking about football, Joao. Well, I'm not interested in sports, and I especially am not interested in football, so sorry, but I cannot talk about this. I haven't watched any game, and I'm not thinking about doing so. Oh yes, Flora. Carlos got his tongue cut out in the Vietnam War. He fought to defend the tea reserves. So the Vietnamese just spammed him over and cut his tongue out. Which is also the reason why he only drinks and eats tea. He cannot use his tongue to solidify or whatever you are doing with your tongue actually to eat. I cannot describe it actually. So this time it does seem like everything is going as planned. It's again a Puppy 4 classic settings with Color Fit, Devil Walk, me and Takeda against Vale, Mammut, Roma and Toswar. I hope that this time nobody crashes in the mid game or early game, because another rehouse would make me, well, kind of explode. What the fuck, ASAP? Okay, that was actually pretty hilarious. And apparently the game is completely bugged and we have to rehost again. For fuck's sake. Can't just one game go like planned? Apparently it's bugged. So I will, well, restart my game as well. I don't know if I am the reason for it bugging. And the bald, I am already in the GT team. I renamed myself to fit it into my name. I'm called GT Gaius Ricardo now. Named after the great general Gaius Julius Caesar. Henrix, my bet is that Call of It is over 3 centuries old. No, over 3,000 years. Because he invented tea as a thing, as everything. He is the master and lord and, well, pretty much ruler of the tea society. He also formed the Illuminati, the biggest rival to the Illuminatis. And I hope this time we don't have to rehearse another time, because it's slowly starting to piss me off. Damn, Loda. That's quite harsh. He isn't that weird meme guy. That fat ass ginger guy from the memes. Sure, Hanrex, he is an old wizard. He used magic to create the first tea plant. And then he, um, how is it called? He enchanted the people so they love it. And then the English loved it so much that they conquered most of the universe to get their tea. And I hope this is never going to happen again, because the English conquering half of the world, sorry for that butchering, uh, isn't really a good thing. And Vloda, no, Hanrex is no dragon, Hanrex is a dragoon. He's mounted on a horse and shoots with a rifle, you know? Not just some flying lizard that spits some fire. That's pathetic. Nobody wants to be a dragon, everybody wants to be a dragoon. Because a assault rifle can just do about every job. And apparently Hanrex is not just a dragoon, he's a sharpshooter dragoon. Can shoot somebody from 900 yards with a musket. And Sir Doge can shoot even further. But that's okay, because Doge is MLG. It's a meme. And memes never die. Memes are always overpowered. And Bloater can shoot even further. But I'm sure that's stolen, since Bloater is Polish. Must be something stolen by Doge. Oh, excuse me, by Sir Doge. So once more, it's a classic game. Classic settings. 4 vs 4, Colorfit, me, Takeda, Devilwalk against Valek, Cosmo, Roman, Mahmoud. This time looking like Carter and I will have to work together. And Carter cannot scroll down. I'd almost say the game doesn't want to run anymore. You've pushed it too far and now it's just rebelling against you. Which is understandable, everybody would rebel against the Englishman. America intensifies. And Colorfit states that nobody needs to scroll down anyway. And I quite agree to this. Scrolling down is for beginners. And Colorfit cannot use the market properly either. I don't like the situation. It's already turning out to be pretty crappy. I'd almost say we just stop the stream if we have to rehost, since it apparently does not want to work anyhow. And I had such a nice start. And Henrik states that Colorfit is the god of war. No, Henrik, Colorfit is impossible. It's impossible that Colorfit is Kratos. He is not Greek. He is not Spartan. This is not Sparta. This is London. He cannot be the god of war. I'd also disagree with me being an imp from hell. I'd rather say I'm the Roman of hell. Or the consul of hell. That would be nice too. But what one wouldn't like to be is to be the governor of Hispania. I hope this will be the last rehearse because I'm slowly starting, or actually, I'm rapidly starting to lose my patience on this shit. Oh, I'm just Ricardo. Well, that's boring. But that fits to me. After all, I am boring. Prince of War? Prince of War? Leave all, you just got an enemy on your ass. I'm not a Prince of War. I'm the Emperor of War. This is truly humiliating. I'm going to conquer you. You better prepare. The default color cannot be an emperor, because the English never did an empire. It officially only was a kingdom. That's why it's also called King George V, Queen Elizabeth II. It's not Empress Elizabeth II or Emperor George V. It was a secondary empire while it still ruled India, but it doesn't count because India was the empire, not the English. After all, it was called the King of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and Emperor of India. Well then, get rolled by history. I'm quite a history nerd. I have to agree. Grand Rodriguez, I think it was called the British Empire because it was just all over the world. Fun fact, Japan still is an empire technically. Its monarchistic ruler is still considered an emperor. It was never abolished in Japan because the people there didn't want it to be abolished. General MacArthur, or Douglas MacArthur? I don't know how he's called it. He wanted to remove the monarchy from Japan, but The people didn't want this. He left them the choice and they said no, so the emperor is still there today, though it's mainly a republic now. It's a constitutional empire. We could say this. And yes, Hanrex, they kind of mean the colonies. And the board Colorful is already the space ruler, the space supreme ruler of free hosts. Having 5 free hosts in a row, it's slowly starting to be enough. And we are loading. Hope it doesn't glitch out this time, because it's really just enough of glitches. Is it glitched again? I just loaded in and everybody is talking about restarting the PC and color turning off all his monitors and reset his resolution. I hope this isn't going to be a rehost again. So we are currently waiting for Colorfit to fix his issue. Which I hope it is actually the issue he thinks it is. Because I'm just sick of rehosting at this moment. I'm quite fed up with the intro as well, but it's once more a classic game. 5 PT 10k. What? 10 PT 5k? I mean. 4 versus 4. Call of it, Akida, Devil Walk and me versus Balek, Koswa, Mahmoud, and Basarat, who apparently replaced Roma. And all of these sneaky others already making their blueprints for building, setting the foundations, just like I did. So I don't exactly know why they only placed 1 town hall and 1 mill. So viewers, how's your day been? ASAP, I don't think it's because of the rivers, because the game already glitched before the rivers. Actually, I think the game glitched also in the game without rivers that we had in between this. It first glitched with rivers, then it glitched without rivers, and now it's rivers again and it still glitches. And no, the board Prince Ricardo is not a good name. And Adrian Rick is my short name, is a short term. And meanwhile, the people are apparently talking about some Cavani who got the second. Uruguay versus Portugal. Oh, apparently Portugal has lost its U. It's now just Portugal. Joao will be triggered by this. Apparently Call of fixed his issue, but he still doesn't want us to start. He had to restart the Windows Explorer process? I don't know why he had to do this. It just doesn't make any sense, but if it fixed it, it's good. So it's finally starting. And my position immediately not looking too nice, but it's not too bad either. Maybe I don't have a straight to the enemy. That might be a good thing. But I doubt this. Ah, and it's no ships, only ferries and fishing boats. Which the ferries are obviously overpowered. Nobody can stop a ferry. It's the most dangerous ship in the entire game. Apparently Colorford likes fairies. Is he Venetian now? One will never know. Yep, the hashtag fairy fan club. Colorford has definitely turned Venetian. I've got some really weird borders. Having some enemy land on my own little island. One straight, which I'm going to reinforce with my army. Apparently there's two straits. And apparently there's also some Kosovo on the other side. So that's not very nice. And the classic color fit being Captain Obvious again. Nobody has ever missed it. How he's talking about the straits being the keys to success and appeals to the others to station their men there, which is so obvious it's not even funny. Congratulations! The peacetime has ended. And it appears like I'm not ready at all. With this situation not being too good for me, I think I'm going to have to do something. Which isn't exactly going to be good, but it's something. Well, which is obvious. Something cannot be nothing. And apparently Bazarab has not taken the Scottish superior army into account. Meanwhile, Colorfed has some struggle, which I unfortunately cannot help him. And I'm working on blowing up Bazarab. I just didn't have any grenadiers ready, which I do now have ready. And that's the way how the Scots just butchered a bunch of Valais men and Basarat's remaining forces. Whoops, I think I accidentally just smacked my microphone there. Sorry if you got ear raped. And that's a ton of Hussars and Kuras. I'm not willing to attack those head on. And apparently my army got entirely wrecked at Valais base because the Kuras just came around and smashed them. I'm not going to put up a lot of a fight anymore. The problem is the light cavalry will just walk around them and hit them in a vulnerable spot if we put them on the stand ground right now. And damn, my throat is getting sore. I'll try to hold the choke. I'm going to choke as well. I'm going to try and hold the choke point. Well, apparently Collared just told the enemy his tactic of making a great long line, which will render this tactic completely useless. Which also means that Color Fuck Up striked again. Cannot expect any game without this guy. There's quite a lack of formations on the northern side, but I hope they know what they are doing. Since I don't, well, know what I'm doing. I just hope that I can rush over my enemy with enough archers right now. Which the enemy is actually starting to attack my line. Which is defending the choke point in the north. And the line is breaking to masses. So, and I cannot really divide any more units there, so you are in trouble, northern people. I hope that my new plan will bring some kind of success on my side, which right now seems quite distant, since the enemy can just spam me at this point. I've lost multiple armies, the enemy has not. So that's quite tricky. Oh my gosh. That Swiss people. So I cannot really wait either. I have to attack. And my entire army just got completely disorganized due to one single bagpiper standing around somewhere. And this is catastrophic. The enemy is taking an advance on this, and my men are not standing around as ordered. My men are fairly able to deal with these single hussars just riding into my base, trying to cause any kind of havoc. But I'm not able to counter these Swiss Jaegers, which are ravaging my army. So as much as it hurts and I will lose, but I cannot city I have to attack right now. And this was an absolutely catastrophic fight. I just hate the Swiss. They are such of a power nation. But cannot forbid them every game. So it's up to you, northern people. Well, actually, we cannot counter the Swiss. This is going quite disastrously, actually. And apparently Mammut has crashed, which is quite good since he was Austrian and he could have tanked a ton of damage. But there's still a Swiss-Prussian alliance in the south. And Corsair, who is attacking as France. So the problem right now is that our alliance is both outmatched and outranged. I hope that we can fix this though. Apparently the enemy is paying so low attention that I can just make a new army while they are marching through me and they don't even notice it. Apparently they did notice it right now, which didn't help them too much. the best time right now to smash the Prussians that are quite of clogging my base entrance. And according to the massive buildup of forces of my allies, naming the color Takeda never walk, it just now looks like we are kind of going to win. I mean, it's quite early to make the statement indeed, but it looks like it. Oh, whoops, I smacked my microphone again. Damn it. Once more, I'm sorry if I earwrapped you with this, but I kind of failed to pay attention to my microphone. Colorfit wants some gold, and since I'm a rich and generous man, I will give him this gold. That's just the way the English life is working. Your country doesn't have gold, you're so poor you have to get the Scots to finance your colonial adventures. It's historical. Apparently Color is trying to kill himself by just charging into the enemy. But there's a ton of Swiss mounted Jaegers incoming. It's not going to work out very well in the short save. And there also is a ton of Russian hussars. And apparently Colorful thinks I am not coming to his aid, but I actually am already. The magic of not looking at your allies' armies. which my army is unfortunately very, very weak. It's quite a wonder that they don't just attack us. They outnumber us so hard, especially with the cavalry, that they could simply take this hill. At least while it's not stand grounded. Meanwhile, Everwalk is leading a quite successful guerrilla war against Kosswar with his dragoons, sniping off these stream lines, which is completely destroying Kosswar's army right there. And there come the Swiss mounted Jaegers, rushing in to destroy all of the cavalry. Or not actually. They have turned back. Which is quite ironic since, well, those few dragoons cannot stop such a army of mounted hussars. This was one of the most silly ideas that I've ever seen in this game. Attacking such a massive army with such a small force that was barely able to guard a hill. I heavily object to this decision. But at least Kosovo is struggling. Ah, in the moment when Colorfit already mistakes Pepper for Valley. Or Valley for Pepper. Glorious. Now we need some new glasses for Colorfit. My glorious great Garrison is putting up a great standoff with the army of Valley and Basarat, which I fear I'm not going to be able to continue quite soon, since the amount of Jaegers is just piling up right there. And they can all shoot at me from this long distance, that's just unfair. I'm going to have to attack again. Because I just cannot outrange these damn Jaegers. And I'm not able to fall back that hard to just, well, kind of nullify them. And obviously this was again a big massacre. My best solution would be just take out Corsair and then take out Valley, please. Otherwise, Valley is going to 4v1 kill us easily. David Sharp, the Scottish archers are always good actually. It's just depending on what art of cavalry, type of cavalry you are using them. If they are against dragoons, they perform quite well indeed. Cuirassiers, I have never actually used them against cuirassiers that much, so I cannot really say that actually. The hussars, well, the Scottish archers are taking mainly a tank role against the hussars. They have quite a nice amount of HP and well, they can take a few hits with full armor upgrade. They have a very good defense value. But I think the Scottish musketeers are doing the biggest work against the cavalrymen, the hussars. And like you and I are the coldest country, it kind of depends. Canada and Siberian and Russian Siberia are both very cold. I'd tip on Canada though, because they have some islands that I think are further north than the tip of Siberia is. and my allies have managed to push the enemy back, despite the massive amount of Jaegers that have actually faced them there. David Sharp, the Swords Clansmen are quite good against cavalry indeed, but they are trash late game. They get shot into bits so hard, and you don't want to have soldiers that are just dying for no reason if you can have soldiers that can kill most of the enemy infantry without putting up too much of an effort. So I'd say in 1 versus 1 the Swords Clansmen are actually quite good, even though I don't play 1 versus 1. But in team games, just no, they are just horrible. They get outclassed so fast. And if you use them, it's kind of a sign that you don't know what to do with yourself. Except if you use them for reclaiming your base against weak melee units. Then they are quite good indeed. And look, lucky Widaya, Thorgal is Polish. I'm not certain if Poles learn English at school, but his English is quite good. At least from my perspective, and if I can recommend myself, I'm quite good at English as well. I've been the best in English in my class for several years in a row now. And lucky Widaya, I could potentially make Cossacks 3 videos, though, and now it's a big but. I don't know if I actually can. Even with my new PC, I'm not certain if I can really make videos because they take up tons of space, which I don't have on my hard drive. And basically, I don't know if the quality will be very good. Hanrex, last time I gave it a try to make a video, so bad that it didn't even record that it didn't even record the game. Sorry, I speak too fast. Yeah, it didn't even record the game. It recorded the audio, but it didn't record the game. And what's the point of making a video if you cannot record a game? I might though I might try to give it a shot at making a video sometime later though. Not right now, later. Maybe in a few months or so, I don't really know. Maybe in a few weeks as well. I've got summer holidays, I'm bored, I don't know what to do. So why not do that? We'll see. David Sharp, I agree. If the Scottish swordclansmen arrive at the enemy line without being shot, it's surely gonna be a massacre. Though it requires quite a lot of micromanagement since the swordclansmen are moving a bit faster than the normal soldiers. So if it's a huge battle and it's laggy, you cannot actually use them effectively because it will just lag and you cannot micromanage properly. Which program I use? I used OBS on instructions of Call of Duty and it didn't work. I think it was with my old PC times, but I'm not really sure if it works now. Since my graphics card is, it's good now, it's better now than earlier, but it's still just the 670 GTX. And I've got absolutely no clue how you can calculate what equipment you do need to record a game. Even though when I would record a game, it would most probably be what I want to play, and not just Cossacks. It'll probably be just a gaming channel. Just another gaming channel, like there's so many others in the world of YouTube. And we hit 43 viewers. That's quite high. Why not leave a like if you like this stream, or if you just like this battle? You could always leave a like, it'll be appreciated. And Takeda is making pikes, I hear? Oh, it's Superman pikes. Actually, I think that every musketeer is better than Superman pikes. And apparently Color is planning to attack. I doubt that this is a smart decision, but I cannot really object to it. It's the only chance I have right now. So, I'm going to attack. David Sharp, the Swiss Jaegers have such a long range because they have such a long range. And it's indeed kind of sniper elite indeed. um, the point though is it's not fun to play against Switzerland at all. You just get you just get outranged and die. And you will get outranged and die a horrible death, which is not exactly fun, as you might expect. But you cannot ban Switzerland all day. And so it feels that time has to come. And we are getting shelled by the Swiss Jägers already. We should either fall back or launch an all-out attack. And it seems like we are falling back. We should remember that we cannot fall back too hard though, because the enemy will just follow and arrange us again. Yeah, David Sharp, the most of the Cossacks content made on YouTube is made by Russians and Ukrainians, because that's because Cossacks is an Ukrainian Cossacks is an Ukrainian game. God damn it, I need to calm down and to slow down. So that's obvious. That's why most of this content is made by Russians. It's an Eastern European game, so of course most of the players are Russians. There's quite a big community of Cossacks in Germany though. Most of the players are playing privately though. If I were to make videos, I would of course make some Cossacks videos as well. They just wouldn't be a lot different from Call of Duty's ones. So and I would also make other videos about other games. So I wouldn't be that special actually. And Valle is teasing about with his Jaegers. And Colorfit replies by the Jaegers are offending him. They offend every one of us. Nobody likes Jaegers, except for those that use them, of course. But that's another story. And the enemy is pouring into the strait. Apparently just with his hussars right now. We are defending Color, can't you see? We are just staying here right now. Oh, and sorry for just talking to Color directly. I kind of forgot about that. Because Call of Duty just told us to defend this position that we are on right now. Behind the strait. And I don't actually want to be in this position anymore because the Swiss Jägers are starting to just slaughter us right now. And I cannot move my army because it will heavily disorganize them. And Color tells me to keep falling back, but I cannot fall back because my army will get all over the place, and then it takes ages to reform them. And by that time, the enemy will have crushed them anyway. And Takeda is starting to write weird things. Ko yo vapor toad. I think Takeda has started to learn Native American languages. At least it sounds like that. But I'm sure it's actually something that got completely butchered by the lag. The enemy is engaging us. We need to fight back. It's so laggy I cannot even write in the chat anymore. Because the letters are just not popping up. Which is a heavy disadvantage for me. It appears like we are winning the fight against the Hussars though. So that's a nice progress. Slaughtering the Hussars will make us have a little bit of an easier time with Color and Devil Walk to storm the enemy with their dragoons. Yet my base has fallen again. But the enemy has taken quite some losses, so it's I would say it's a Pyrrhic defeat. I hope I didn't butcher that. Hanrex. Jägermeister. Alright, so now we have a spirit in this game. Like, not in the terms of ghosts, in the terms of alcohol. The enemy is advancing their armies outside of my base to the north. I hope they do not. Oh nice, now I'm hungry. I hope they do not recognize that I am burning my there to stop their advance a bit. And it appears like they don't, so that's good for me. We'll get some free kills right there. Actually they did recognize it, just way too late. They've taken quite some losses, but not too many, sadly. At least Corsair has been shattered. And Valley's base is also being destroyed, sort of. What we would need is Devil War coming in, and he is coming in. So now the biggest center of resistance is inside of my base, the main army of Valley and Bersadab. And Hanrex, this doesn't exactly look like English. English only, please. You can write what you write, but please write it on English. I don't know why Devil Walk is just having his army stand around and destroy the enemy barracks producing over and over when he could just get some grenadiers going and destroy it. Luckily, Val's base has been overrun, and it seems like Bazarab is going to follow up shortly, so I fulfilled my job of buying time. And I bought a lot of time. And I also killed a lot of enemies with my mines. Arguably, my mines were more effective than my entire army. And apparently the color fit Dragoon Horde and Highlander escort has met some resistance at Basarabs, which doesn't really disturb me since I am getting my army back track, which is already starting to decimate some of the retreating forces of Basarab and Valais. Ah, and there's been some grenadiers running around, destroying the 18th barracks of Valais. So this will make Valais pretty much useless now, since you cannot use his Jaegers anymore, and those are pretty much the sole power source of Switzerland. The mounted Jaegers are strong too, of course, but the Jaegers are just pulling the entire thing on themselves, making them basically do 100% of the job. Oh, and it appears like that one sole round shear has won the fight against the priest. Against the vicious priest. So that's a GG for this round shear. And apparently it looks like Basarab has liberated Valais base. But since Valais doesn't have any more of his 18th barracks, he's basically put on his own. We'll see her though. The Basarab's army is quite huge. And it's nothing to be messed with. But most of their army is located in the north. Apparently apparently they did actually scared off some of Kolofit's men. But now we are moving in. It looks like the triple entente against the Central Powers or something like this, I don't know. I just wanted to insert some kind of meme right here, sorry. But it's working. The Superman pikes are actually tanking quite a lot of damage. I do remember them as very weak and basically useless as a fodder. But apparently they got buffed or something. Or I just have a a mildly wrong experience with them. What other games do I play? Well, Henrix, I play quite a lot of games. Do you want to hear the games that I play mainly or regularly? Because that's something very different. Or do you only want the strategy games that I play? It kind of depends on what you want to hear about me. Because I have quite a bit to say about that. Oh, Ambassador have made a nice trick, but sadly I'm quite kind of immune to this old house tactic. It never really worked on me actually, so I just dodge it and done. Henrix, I cannot just tell you all of the games that I play. I play so many, or better said, I played so many that I cannot remember every single name. You need to be a little bit more specific about this topic. Just a little bit. Give me some kind of point that I can clutch on, and I tell you. Oh, apparently the word clutch is wrong. Well, sorry if you got a false word of that. And the big battle has started apparently, and I'm too late. Well, that's kind of a disgrace. And I should probably close my door. There's some kind of moth coming into my room. Joao, I have Company of Heroes 1. I am very trash at it though. I just got word that this will be the last game that we are going to play today. But it's might be still going on for quite a time. So it's not going to be just over yet. Yeah, yet just over. It's not going to be just yet over. It's going so late right now that I forget how to speak. I even start to talk way too fast. Which is a quite bad thing because then I begin to talk wrong things. I forget how to I forget how to grammar, I forget how to talk properly, and I forget how to talk slowly. I can play the campaign, yeah, but I dislike campaigns overall. It's just boring to beat up an AI. In most games at least. In games like Cossacks or Company of Heroes, it's boring to beat up an AI because it's just so useless. The AI cannot even fight bad because it's so bad. Even on the highest difficulty, I think it's still bad. Henrik, so what games would I stream? I don't think I would stream at all. I would probably just make videos and post them every day or so, or when I want them to post, or when I want to post them, I mean. So but if I'd have to stream, I would probably go for Hearts of Iron or Europa Universalis. It honestly depends. I play what I play when, however my mood is. I mainly make, well, videos, not streams though. Yeah, Joao, the impossible AI will just spam you with pikes or games. Will just spam you with pikes or game. They will, they might be going for some 17th Musketeers after 30 minutes or so, but nothing else. That's just pathetic. These damn Jaegers, how did he even manage to get so many again? Like, it's not even funny anymore. It's just cancerous at this moment. Which they always are, by the way. At least in my opinion. Bye bye, Thibault. Yeah, Joao, Hoi 4 is a quite nice game. Um, yeah, the AI is quite horrible at it too. I'd say though it's quite fun to make some kind of speed conquering there. Like Blitzkrieg. Multiple people at once. I tried to practice it for quite a time, but I'm still failing at it. So I play some weird campaigns. There's a massive bunch of houses blowing up. And Takeda and Colorfit are right in it, and I'm too late to ride. Ouch. Well, at least I didn't get damaged too much, because these houses are just inferior to my superior army and to my sore throat. Ah, it hurts. It hurts. I just sabotaged Vale's smithy. So unless he doesn't notice it, I think he's not going to produce any more units right now. And it doesn't look like he's producing any more units. Or is that is it a town hall? That's a town hall. And I think he's also not producing any more men. So this would be quite the perfect time to strike right now. Yeah. Heufor is quite different from Cossacks, but it has some kind of elements from it, I guess. And no, it actually doesn't at all. It doesn't at all. Um, it's quite a good game. I like to play hard campaigns like the Guangxi Click or Nationalist Spain, which are quite complicated situations right in the early game. Hundred Dragoon, Heufor is not like Civ. It's like some. Well, it's a quite own thing actually. You cannot compare to anything else. Oh yeah, Joao, I have conquered Portugal quite a bit. Actually, I just did it in my recent National Spain campaign. And next up I'm going to conquer France, I think. So don't worry, I'm sure you'll have a good time serving the Iberians. No, Joao, I don't think that we are going to lose if we give valid time, because at this moment it's basically a kind of 4 versus 1, I'd say. Because really the only player worth noticing here is Vale. At least that's what I'd say. Plus Takeda has his massive horde of Swedish superheroes. So we are on the safe side here. And I'm on the side of being capped on population again. The massive rain of arrows is just going to break this wall into pieces like twigs. Hanrix, you need a mod to restore the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Because in the vanilla version of 5.4 you just get Anschluss. Except if you have some DLCs, then I think it's possible to deny the Anschluss. So we are fighting now. We are fighting the last battle at Valor's base, I think, and my archers are just tearing them apart. Just as planned. Excellent. Joao, what about the justify war goal option is that you get into war with were kind of Great Kensington and France at then, because they are just going to guarantee everyone. 25% war percent? What do you mean? I think they are going to guarantee everyone when you go 10% get generated world tension. The easiest way to avoid aggressive expansion is actually to conquer in South America, in Central and South America before the Pax Americana comes up. I did never play Brazil, because I usually don't play big nations. And I like to stay non-aligned as well. Because non-aligned, best aligned. It's monarchy basically. So we have successfully crushed the enemy. This was such a long game. From the length, it's almost as long as a normal FFA here. Yeah, GG. Too bad this also means that the Saturday I mean, is over. So, and yeah, this was the last game for today. So I just say, well, I'll see you next week at the same time, at the same day, or I see you tomorrow in the video / stream games. I don't know. I don't know yet. Probably both. But anyway, if you enjoyed the stream, just leave a like, smash some comments in the video or in the stream chat while you're still in it. And make yourself a nice day. But for now, I think it's over. So, bye.